Welcome to a long-awaited video. Sorry if this video seems lazy, but I genuinely don't know what to record and post on YouTube right now. Anyway, let's start. For those who don't know, some time ago, about a month ago, Jinpei, the creator of Jump Showdown, finally updated his game, finishing Kratos from God of War, adding some Taekwondo dude from God of High School, or whatever that show is called, adding in-game events that reward players with emotes, or an entire new moveset that you can use for a limited time, and finally, adding Chara, the cursed child. She is similar to how Nomu work in Heroes Battlegrounds. If you kill her, and are within 1st to 3rd place, you will receive emotes, and the chance of receiving Chara's moveset. Chara as a boss, however, is probably some of the most unfair shit ever made. Call me trash or spam skill issue in the comments, but I need you guys to understand that this boss fight is not your ordinary boss fight. Chara does like 1,000,000 damage per hit, some of her moves are just astronomically big and can still reach you, even if you're at a distance, and she's as smart as a level 50 Amiibo on Super Smash Bros. While waiting for like an hour and 20 minutes for her to spawn in my private server, Chara's killed me like over 10 times, probably even up to 20. One could argue that I should use a better moveset, but it don't matter as much as one may think. Even if I used someone like Godjo or Kratos, for some odd reason, Chara doesn't apply to the rules of the game, and has slightly less hitstun than normal players, but that slight bit of less hitstun is enough for her to do, or almost do some crazy bullshit. She has about 3 unblockables as well, possibly more, and if you're caught even once, you might as well say bye to your life and die. All for the chance of receiving a character. Now I understand that this boss shouldn't be a cakewalk, especially if I'm going to receive a brand new character, but the boss shouldn't be this aggressive, unless I would 100% get the new character. This isn't meant to be me complaining about the Chara boss, but I know I couldn't have been the only one struggling to get any progress on killing her. In comparison to Nomu from Heroes Battlegrounds, Nomu, although having some absolute bullshit in his moveset, and being able to sometimes tank hits and chain grab you, is a much more fair and fun boss to fight than Jump Showdown's Chara. Even though Nomu and Chara both do good damage, Nomu's attacks are far more actable, most of the time, anyway, and even if you get hit by Nomu a few times, you can still continue fighting and dealing as much damage as possible before death a lot of the times, whereas Chara just says fuck you, I don't like you, now I'm gonna blow up the place with my unreleased ultimate move, that players can't use or have. Whenever I fight Nomu, I always have fun with it, because he's treated as an in-game entity as opposed to a AI player. Here's what I mean when I said that Nomu's attacks are usually more reactable and blockable. It's usually in typical video game fashion to have a boss that tells the player hey, I'm gonna do this, and the player can choose to react or take the hit. Chara on the other hand acts like an AI player, where she's given a moveset and goes on a killing spree, so long as there's a player within her vicinity. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that I dislike any of the boss fights, especially if I would say I dislike Chara boss, because she's too difficult. I'm saying I prefer fighting Nomu, because it's more fair. Both bosses have a shit ton of health. Yes, but at least I can do damage to Nomu without worrying that Chara's gonna use a move that gives her invincibility frames and takes more than half of my HP the moment I hit her once. Overall, Nomu's the kind of boss that is seen in video games like Mario or Kirby, whereas Chara is like the face way of Jump Showdown, with impeccable timing, overpowered moves, and above all else, having so much HP. You see, what makes fighting Chara even more painful is the fact that she can kill me with like 3 moves, but if I do a whole ass combo on her, she will have gone from 700 HP to like 650. Thanks Jumpy for ruining M1 damage. As you can see in the video where I fight Nomu, notice how I am able to do a lot more, and perform a lot more, because Nomu sometimes obeys the laws of the game. He doesn't take any less hits than a player does. Any damage that players can do to other players can be applied to Nomu as well. And because Nomu's a brute and only sometimes gets launched by moves like Izuki Midoriya's vicious grab move, performing combos on him is actually a lot easier. Also, you may have noticed that when Nomu tries to grab me, I use a move that gives me iframes beforehand, so that he can't grab me. Jump Showdown barely has moves like that on anyone's base opposite. Every move that can be performed without using ultimate in Jump Showdown has 0 invincibility frames, which makes fighting that Gotham Power Rangers battle for the grid maximum difficulty having assay harder to fight. So TLDR Chara is much harder to fight because of how she plays, the abilities she has compared to other players, and how strong she is, whereas fighting Nomu is a lot easier because of the abilities some characters can use to their advantage. The Nomu boss actually applies to the rules of the game. Sometimes, and even if Nomu hits you with something strong, you still have some sort of a fighting chance, unlike in Jump Showdown where the less health you have, the slower you move. And in Jump Showdown, it's basically first person with the lowest health loses. Thanks for watching. I'll try and come up with a better video idea than talking about 2 bosses in Roblox games. Let me know what you wanna see down in the comments. And no, I didn't forget about the Ultra Rumble video I said I was gonna make. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to pass this semester in college. See you all next time, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on the way out.